Hello and welcome to today's news update video. We will be looking at Honda HRC rider and 2023 Monster Energy Supercross champion Chase Sexton and his return to Lucas Oil Pro Motocross this weekend. We then will be looking at Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha rider Justin Cooper, who had a really bad crash at High Point last weekend, but is in for Redbud. Then we'll take a look at the young Star Yamaha phenom Daxton Bennick making his pro debut this weekend as well. Our final story is yet another injury added to the list, and that is regarding HEP Twisted T Suzuki's Marshal Weltin. Now, before I get into the news, I'd like to remind you guys my magazines are up for sale on the mxnetwork.com or the link in the description. Here's a quick look at them. If you want to support me directly, this is the best way. Thanks to all of you who have bought them. It means a lot to me. Today's news is brought to you by Sweet Life CBD. They make some of the best CBD products on the market. If you have any aches and pains, which all motocross guys do, head to GetSweetLife.com and use code TMN for 20% off their products. All right, let's get straight into the news. Our first story of the day is the first positive one we've had in a while, and that is regarding Honda HRC rider Chase Sexton announcing his return to racing this weekend at the Redbud National. Sexton has been out since round one at Fox Raceway due to hitting his head pretty good in the practice of Pala. He then sustained a concussion in training the following week. On top of that, he reported that he had mononucleosis, which is pretty bad, so he was expected to be out a while. Here we are a month later, and it looks like he's coming back. When we last saw Sexton, he was battling his teammate Jet Lawrence in the second moto at Fox Raceway, as the two kind of battled each other and shadowed their movements for most of the race. The much-anticipated battle between those two could resume this weekend, depending on how quickly Sexton gets back up to speed following his time off from racing. As y'all know, Jet Lawrence remains undefeated in the moto so far, going 8-0 in his rookie season, so maybe Chase Sexton can come in and ruin his party. Honda HRC announced Sexton's return today in a press release saying, quote, "Chase Sexton is back. Team Honda HRC is very happy to confirm the reigning 450SX champs return to Pro Motocross this weekend. Chase missed 3 rounds due to concussion, but is once again ready to compete as the series heads to the legendary Redbud, his home race and the place he helped bring Team USA to victory just last fall. Welcome back, champ." Chase Sexton himself also put out a post on Instagram saying, quote, "See y'all at Redbud. Let's have some fun this weekend." With that being said, I think we're going to see a different Chase Sexton. He's been known for being usually the fastest guy on the track, both in Supercross and Motocross this year, but making mistakes just constantly. I think with the fact that he's out of the title fight, and he's only got to focus on Super Motocross now, hopefully that'll take some pressure off his shoulders, and maybe we can see him riding more comfortably, making less mistakes. If he does that, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he fights Jet Lawrence and possibly gets a win this weekend. Only time will tell. What are your guys' thoughts on Chase Sexton's return? Let me know where you think he's going to stand this weekend in the comments down below. All right, our second story of the day is regarding Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha rider Justin Cooper. Cooper was expected to be a title contender this year in the 250 class. Unfortunately, after a nasty crash a couple weekends ago at High Point, this is no longer the case, as he had to sit out the weekend. Unfortunately, he had to visit the hospital after that crash. Luckily, he came out fine, just bruised up. If you haven't seen his nasty crash from the High Point National, it's in my Justin Cooper injury update video from last Monday. If I remember, I'll link that at the top of the screen. If not, you can go look for it on my channel. Anyway, we're not really sure how he'd be feeling after this crash, especially considering it was a neck and rib injury, possibly inhibiting his ability to breathe. But today, Justin Cooper confirmed and reassured us that he's feeling good on the bike and ready to race a Redbud. Cooper said that he got the all clear from his doctor to race earlier this week and even got to ride his bike for the first time since getting hurt yesterday. Cooper said in his announcement, quote, "I'm thankful that things weren't as bad as they could have been. I got back on the bike yesterday and all feels good. Excited to line back up again. See you guys at Redbud." It's really awesome to see him back on the bike. His crash at High Point was a gnarly one and could have been really bad. I'm excited to see him back on the bike. I mean, Hunter Lawrence needs somebody to battle with him, so hopefully Jay Coop can get back up there with him and Deegan and all the other top guys in the 250 class. So good luck to Jay Coop. On to our next story. Today, the rookie phenom Daxton Bennick confirmed he'll be making his professional motocross debut this weekend at the Redbud National. Bennick rose through the amateur ranks over the past few years with the Orange Brigade KTM team up until the end of 2022 when he signed a 6-month trial deal with the Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha team. In that time, Bennick raced this year's Supercross Futures class and did incredible, earning 2 wins and 2 podiums, which obviously impressed the Yamaha team. On top of that, he dominated Hayden Deegan in the first race, with Bennick winning and Deegan finishing 5th. And as y'all know, Deegan went on to become a top 3 contender in both Supercross and Motocross, so who knows where Bennick's going to sit here. Obviously, with all that being said, Bennick earned himself a contract extension with the Star Yamaha team, and they're all in with him. At the time, it appears Bennick will test the waters in the pro scene but remain eligible for the Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship this summer at Loretta Lynn's. According to the rulebook and the Loretta Lynn's supplemental rules, a rider is allowed to score up to 40 points in AMA Pro Motocross or compete in a total of 3 events before the Amateur National event. So Bennick will be racing Redbud, then returning to amateur racing to finish out his amateur career this year and move up to the professional ranks full-time by 2024. Daxton Bennick said in a post last night, quote, "Excited to announce I'll be racing my first pro national this weekend at Redbud. Me and the team have been putting in a lot of work, so let's go racing." I'm really excited to see what this kid's got. I believe he's going to follow in Hayden Deegan's footsteps and come out swinging. I mean, just by his speed in the Futures class, I'm thinking he's going to be a top 10 guy coming in this weekend, barring any mistakes anyway. Anyway, good luck to Daxton Bennick on his pro debut, and I can't wait to see what this kid's got. On to the final story of the day. I figured I'd leave the bad news for last. HEP Twisted T Suzuki rider Marshal Weltin announced that he will be missing the rest of 2023 due to an injury that required surgery. So far this year, Weltin was struggling a little bit considering how well he did last year in the 450 class. He finished 17th at both Fox Raceway and Hangtown, and at Thunder Valley he seemed to turn things around with a 12th overall. Unfortunately, in Moto 2 at Thunder Valley, Weltin twisted his leg in a rut, causing it to pop, and he said he ended up having to push through the pain, finish the race, and later found out he had torn his ACL. The HEP Suzuki team confirmed yesterday that he'd be out for the rest of the year, and today Marshal Weltin himself released an update. Weltin said, quote, "Unfortunately, I will not be able to make Redbud. Yesterday, I underwent a successful ACL repair for the second time this year. A couple weeks ago during round 3 of Pro Motocross in Colorado, I caught my foot in a rut, and it twisted my toe open, and I felt it re-tear instantly. It happened lap 8 of Moto 2. I still managed to finish and get 11th, but just rode the rest of the race through the pain. This has been my 3rd surgery in 2 years, and not one of the injuries has been from crashing on a dirt bike. This one is a tough pill to swallow. I know many have had it worse, and that's humbling. They said bad things come in 3, so hopefully we are all clear sailing after this recovery. I really hate to see this. The injury list is just getting ridiculous at this point. Marshal Weltin rode really well on the 450 last year, running around the top 10 to 12, 13th area all year, so I was hoping to see him back being that top 10 guy again this year. It looked like he was heading in the right direction, but unfortunately we'll have to wait till 2024 once he's healed up to see if he's still got it. I'm wishing Marshal Weltin a speedy recovery and hope to see him lining up again next year. Alright, that's all the news I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Spotify, follow. And if you want to support me directly, go snag a magazine or two on the mxnetwork.com with a link in the description. Thank you to all of you guys who have ordered a magazine already. It means a lot to me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.